Hey everyone, Aaron here, and this is another anime review. Today is the 77th review, and today's review is of Haganai, or as it's actually called in Japanese, and I'm gonna try to do this. Forgive me, I wrote this down. Let's see how it comes out. Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukune. Wow, I actually said that on my first shot. Oh crap! Whoa. Okay, let me not mess up the rest of the review, so I don't have to actually redo the review. Which, by the way, this is my third take of this review because I kept messing up one of the dialogue, and I'll tell you, I'll actually get to the point where I tell you guys what I messed up over and over again. But anyways, this is a pretty interesting anime. It was actually in my top 3 harem list because, and by the way, you should go check that video out. It took a long time to make, and it came out like 4 days ago. So check it out, please. Nah, but you know, it's a really good harem anime. It's something that it kind of goes away from the typical harem elements for a more slice of life slash drama slash comedy show more than anything else. You know, the harem element is there. It's plain as day, but it's not so bad that you can't laugh at it, and you can't, even if you don't like harem, I always say watch this because it's more comedy than I think stupid fan service concepts. There's fan service in this. There's each level, as my one of my old subscribers used to tell me, it would be about maybe like a 7 out of 10. It's got some fan service, but it's not that bad either. But anyways, so it's about a group of students who are kind of all loners. You got Kodaka, who is this kind of typical high school male who's very by himself. He kind of looks like a delinquent, so a lot of people don't like to approach him. You have Yuzora, who has a very bad attitude. She's the girl with the black hair over there, to the right. And you have Senna, who's the girl with the blonde hair, who also is she's kind of a princess type girl who, she doesn't have friends either because she has a lot of money and she thinks very little of people, but people seemingly still love her for that reason. And what Yozora does and thinks that it's a great idea is to make a club so they can actually make friends. So the whole club is to make friends, and actually the show's translation is something like "I don't have too many friends" or "I don't have many friends," and it's kind of sad if you think about it. But as the show progresses, these students all become friends because now they're part of a club, and actually a few of them might even know each other from the past, but just don't want to admit it. Ooh, some little surprises there, but it's a show that revolves more so around a club activities. It's the kind of school club typical anime in the sense that the club does the random things. They go out on adventures. Think almost of Melancholy of Harumi Suzumiya, the Melancholy. I said Melancholy. That's not a real word. Melancholy of Harumi Suzumiya, where similar to that, they did random things and random adventures and had a lot of random fun. Think of that almost, but with the less aspect on so much craziness. Haganai has some crazy moments, but it's not so atypical, and it's not just in pure insanity. It's more slice of life in a lot of ways. But what I really loved about the show is that our main characters are all interesting. They do have a lot of the kind of complexes that most characters have. Again, the delinquent who's really not a delinquent. He's a nice guy. You have the girl that is really uppity and thinks she's really well to do because she in her mind is. And then you got the girl who's a loner. And then you also have a girl who wants to dress as a maid all the time. You got a girl who, acts like a girl and it's not a girl. And then you have another person that's a scientist. You have the typical genre of characters here. But they all work in a way that feels almost realistic and almost just is fun. And that's one of the things that I think I like most about this and why it was so high and why I think it's so great. It's because it's a fun show. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, but what it does is it reinvents what works and doesn't work about the anime genre. Now, honestly, there are some issues with Haganai. Honestly, it's more so the romance elements that they do have in the show are very one-dimensional romances. They're stuff that you've seen before and you've dealt with other shows, particularly like other harems and stuff like that. And it's unavoidable. I think that no matter what, when you have harems, it's very hard to find that romance balance in the show, especially nowadays. But in Haganai, at least it's not that bad. It's doable and it works as a decent story. The second season, and I'm reviewing both seasons by the way, I don't know if I understand, follows more so, I'm not going to spoil anything for the second season, but it follows exactly the same tropes and trends that the first season has, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it doesn't do anything different, so that's good in a way in the comedy sense, but also at the same time, you kind of wish it would do a little bit more different, kind of get away from the little issues it has. It does focus a little bit more on the romance elements, especially with the two of the characters specifically. But overall, it's not a huge difference. It's not something that's going to change anything, and that's that's a shame. But anyways, though, Haganai is a wonderful anime. I think it's I think it's one of the few harems that really needs to be watched because it's just something that it does so much in terms of like making you laugh. It makes you laugh and it almost makes you feel kind of bad for these characters because especially if you didn't have a lot of friends in high school, you try to join clubs that you felt would be what would make you friends, and either you found friends there or you kind of didn't find friends there. I had a little bit of both. I had a few clubs that I was in high school and middle school. In middle school I was part of the technology club. Even though I didn't really know too much about technology, I was more so a writer back then, expressing now. But I really did like, being around all these people, and I liked seeing all that kind of group dynamic. And my one friend was there, but I really didn't make a lot of friends in that club. Equally though, I went to a chess club and a film club in my later years of life, and I made lots of friends there. I made, people that talked about the same things you liked, and that's something that I think that's why I love this show so much, is because it feels like that. It feels like that same aspect on a personal level that, you go to a club and you kind of hope that you make friends, and lo and behold, you do make at least one or two, and if you don't, well, hey, you move on to another club, you try something else out. That's the beauty of clubs. And I'll tell you right now, if you're still in high school, try a club. I made the mistake in my last couple years of high school, and now I'm in college, but I'm in my last couple of years of college. I'm actually in my last year of college. And I'll tell you right now that honestly, one of my biggest mistakes was I didn't do a lot of club activities. It's not because it's just I was more of a loner when it came to a lot of things. I did have a lot of friends, but when it came to club activities, I was not really too partial about them. Join a club. Okay, that's my little kind of tidbit of information and guidance to you guys today. Is join a club. Find a club, and you don't have to go all the time. Just go enough that you're there and you meet some people, and you'll probably find it. You'll be going there all the time because you love everyone there. But anyways, let me get away from lecturing you guys about life and stuff. So overall, Haganai is, if I had to give it an A through F, honest to God, it's a B plus. It might seem like I want to give it an A minus or an A, but there are some issues. Again, it's your typical harem in many ways. Like, it does change a lot of things. Like I said, it really does. It tries to also change a lot of things, but what it tries to change sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. You can't get away from that harem element in a lot of the shows like this. But overall, you'll have a great time. The animations are amazing. The voice actors are awesome. I love the voice actors. Both English and Japanese, they really fit the characters, and I think that's rare for anime nowadays, especially. The opening and closing, I don't remember them too much, so I can't really say anything. I know if someone wanted me to review that more in my reviews in general, they want me to talk more about that, but I can't remember them for the life of me, so I'm not going to try. But, overall, this was a great show. This did everything that I think was right, and that's why I recommend, if you have not seen this or not heard of it, go and watch it. Go watch the first few episodes. I guarantee you'll be hooked from then on. And it's not long. It's two series, 2 seasons, possibly a third. I don't know. I've been hearing rumors they want to do a third, maybe an OVA series. I'm not sure of that. But anyways, guys, until our paths cross again, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. Later, everyone. Bye.